What happens if a juror disregards the judge's instructions and actually does some online research about the type of case that they're listening to? You want to know what happens? Come join me for a moment as I share with you some great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney practicing law in the state of New York. At the very beginning of the case, the judge will tell the jury under no circumstance are they to do their own research, either online or offline, about the attorneys, about the litigants, about the subject matter involved in the case. You know why not? Because the judge wants the jury to understand this case only based upon the testimony and the evidence that's presented at trial. If a juror were to go ahead and obtain outside information about the medicine involved, he might think that the testimony coming in by a particular witness is inaccurate. He might get swayed by information he finds online. He might get swayed by comments made by other people about a similar topic. He might learn something about the attorneys that really is not pertinent or relevant to this particular case. How does the judge actually learn that the juror has done some outside research? What typically happens is that the juror will talk to his fellow jurors while waiting for the trial proceedings to start, or during a break. Oh, by the way, I did some research online, I did blah, blah, blah. And now, that information will get back to the judge because the jurors have an obligation to disclose to the judge if something was done improperly. They have that obligation. And that's typically what happens. Now, once the judge learns this information, he has to call up the attorneys, and then the judge has to decide what to do. He will likely talk to the juror to find out whether or not it's true what he has heard. If the answer is yes, there's a very good likelihood that juror will be dismissed for failing to follow the judge's instructions, and then an alternate juror will be put into that juror's place. There are other more extreme measures that can happen as well, especially if this happens during jury deliberation. What can happen? The judge can dismiss the case because now somebody's been prejudiced. Now he may prejudice the entire jury, and it may affect the outcome of this particular case. So why do I share this great information with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding into what can go on during the course of a trial when the judge tells the jury, don't do any outside research, and now the judge learns that one of the jurors has disregarded that instruction, and in fact the juror has done specific research. You know, I realize you've got questions or concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you're contemplating bringing a lawsuit and you've got questions, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. You know, this is something I do every single day, and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.